Pakistan's Christians are angry. They're calling for the repeal of blasphemy laws that are used against them and for justice for the victims in Gojra. This week they mourned their dead. Christian schools across the country closed for 3 days.
There are so many houses already.
So many houses were burned and people killed. So all the Christian schools decided to close as a sign of protest.
2 villagers were shot dead. 6 others, including 2 children, were burned alive this weekend when hundreds of Muslims stormed a Christian neighborhood in Gojra city, Pakistan. The violence was prompted by allegations that some Christians had desecrated a Quran. Now authorities say they believe the violence was planned by a banned extremist Muslim group and its Al-Qaeda-affiliated offshoot. Pakistani Christians stood next to the coffins of those killed in the Muslim attack and demanded that the government find those responsible for the attack.
Now you will arrest those people involved. Please do not force us to take up guns and weapons.
Christians held a rally calling for justice and security for the residents of Gojra. Christians make up a tiny minority of Pakistan's predominantly Sunni Muslim population. They face intimidation at the hands of discriminatory laws, including one that carries the death penalty for using offensive language against Islam, the Quran, and the Prophet Muhammad. Now to Nigeria, where after a week of deadly clashes between militant Muslims and Nigerian soldiers, Christians there worship under a cloud of uncertainty.
Our Christian brothers have been killed and our churches have been burnt.
The violence began when a radical Muslim group bent on imposing strict Islamic law across the country attacked a police station in northern Nigeria. The group destroyed several churches and Christian homes. Gun battles between security forces and the militant Muslims raged for days.
They don't surrender to you.
They didn't want to surrender. These people were prepared to die. This is a jihad.
In the end, some 800 people were killed, including the group's leader. At a Catholic mass, Christians gathered to pray for peace, even as police officers stood guard outside.
We should encourage ourselves to keep our faith, not encourage violence, so that we will be able to build this nation together and live together as brothers and sisters, whether Christian or Muslim.
Authorities are now trying to figure out how a homegrown Islamist group managed to unleash so much violence and how to prevent something like this from happening in the future.